Hey, what's up you guys? The Dark Knight here back with another video, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Marvel Legends Series Venom Let There Be Carnage, Carnage. Before I get started, I would ask you guys, if you feel so inclined, to please leave a like and subscribe. It really does help my channel out and is absolutely free. Taking a look at the packaging over here, this is a brand new style that we're seeing from Marvel Legends over here. You got it's a nice clean box style, and I really like that because it gives some more space. And I never really liked, the top part that carried the J hook in there. It's better for storing these sort of boxes, and overall it looks much better, especially in the black. You got Venom Let There Be Carnage down there, Marvel Legends Series, Marvel's Carnage at the side, and then I don't know if you can see it, but if you look closer, there is a little bit of like a symbiote style big window box there that shows off the figure. And then on the side over here, you do get a picture of Carnage, which looks great. On the other side over here, the window box continues with Marvel Legends. On the back, you got an amazing image from the Venom Let There Be Carnage movie, between Venom and Carnage. Marvel's Carnage at the top of there, Marvel Legends, a bunch of legalese at the bottom. Venom Let There Be Carnage at the top of there, and then at the bottom not too much, and we can see that this figure costs in Canadian around $50. So here's Carnage, and I must say this is an excellent Carnage figure. I will say that I'm not the biggest fan of how they did the design in the movie, and that's specifically because of the height, which we'll get into later. But in terms of translating that, this is an awesome figure. They got the textures down all around. We'll take a closer look at that. But in terms of accessories, it does come with those tendrils that you see in the back over there, but then also at the bottom, we can see that he does come with an extra head sculpt here, with the tongue flying out, which is great. Both of these head sculpt styles are great. You got a big spike piece over here that you can port into his hand, and then another hand piece that has a bit of a spike at the end of it. So all great stuff. In terms of these tendril pieces over here, as you can see, there is a hole socket there where you can put the tendril piece, and you can stick it in just like so, and it stays in there. I didn't put it in there all the way, but anyway, you get the idea. There's a bendy wire that goes all the way through it, so that's great. And then you got, the little holes in it for the bendy wire. But if we pull these out, you can see for the different styles of tendrils, you got one over here where it's got this spiky piece at the end, and then another spiky piece there that looks more like a blade. You got another one that's pretty much the same thing. You got a bit of a smaller spiky piece there, and then another blade piece there, and then you got the one single one where it's this big, I don't know what you would call it, like a stabby piece. I'm coming up with these names on the go. I don't know what you would call those, but yeah, you got 3 of them in total. 2 of them are doubles, and then you got 1 single. So great stuff over here. Taking out the Carnage figure, yeah, head sculpt here looks great. As I said before, you got the nice teeth in there with the white eyes, and yeah, it's pretty accurate how Carnage looked in the movie. And I will say that the movie version was accurate to the comics as well, but the only real gripe I had with the movie version is that he was a little bit taller, and yeah, I don't really know what to do about that, but it's a cool looking figure. I just wish that this figure was more within the 6-inch scale range instead of being as tall as it is. But again, we will take a look at that later on. The details here are really good. I will say in the back over here, it does look like it's missing a little bit of paint, which kind of sucks. But otherwise, you got, the little tendrils flying out from him. It's a more aggressive symbiote, so, he's got a more aggressive looking style to him. Yeah, you got the little tints of black in there, along with the nice wet detailing, a bit of a more shiny plastic going all around. Maybe it's just a shiny paint finish, but yeah, legs over here look good as well too. And yeah, it's not really all that much going on because it's a symbiote and just a big piece of red goo, but you can see at the bottom over here that it has got 2 peg holes, and then articulation is not bad either. Head can go up about that much. It can move down. It can move side to side. Bit of pivot in there. A lot of pivot, actually. Look at that. You got the arm joint over here. No butterfly joint, but it can go up about that much. It can go forward and back. Bicep swivel. Double jointed elbows, and it's got that pinless, elbows over there, which is great. You do get some wrist action over here with a swivel and a hinge. You got a diaphragm joint over here where, it's kind of like a ball joint. You can move it around. Then you got a little bit of a waist crunch over here. You can move it down at about that much, move it back about, it's kind of flying back, but you could probably get that down more if you tried. You can do the splits about that much. It's pretty good there. You can kick forward, you can kick back and out. You do get a double jointed knee in there, along with a thigh cut swivel, which is great. So you can swivel the leg at about there. And then you got some foot action over here, which you can move down, you can move up, and you can pivot it, which is great. As for some comparisons here, yeah, pretty crazy. On the left over here, we got Venom from the original Venom film. And I guess you could call from Venom Let There Be Carnage the new one as well, because it was basically the exact same sculpt, just different with the tendrils. And then you got the No Way Home Spider-Man over here. And this, to me, is great. This is like the comic book style of these characters in live action, which is awesome. Yeah, my only gripe about it is that he's so tall, man. And again, I get that it was a movie design and it's not Hasbro's fault, so I'm not taking anything away in terms of my ranking on this figure. But yeah, it sucks, but it's awesome to see these three together. If you want to see how he scales to your figures at home, you can see over here he stands at just about 8 inches tall, and that's not even including the tendrils. Jeez. So final thoughts on this Carnage figure over here. You know, I'm really happy that we got Carnage. That is awesome. I've liked Carnage in the comics. I don't know about the movies, but it's great to see him in a live action portrayal and to actually get him in a figure form to add with my live action Spider-Man collection. Yeah, the scaling does bug me, but you know what? That's how it was in the movies, so I don't blame Hasbro for that. With that said, there are a couple of QC issues that I've noticed on this figure. One is being the paint. It is a little bit lackluster in paint, and that's kind of odd, saying that this is a pretty easy figure to paint. I love the black wash that goes all throughout it, but when you look at the back of the figure, it is missing some paint. And then I could also say with the tendrils too, it is missing like a bit of a black wash going on over there. And then the other thing about the tendrils is that they are missing a black wash as well too. They look like regular red plastic, straws. That, and then also the wiring in it, the way how they configured it, it does kind of blast on the back of Carnage a little bit. If I could demonstrate here, you can see how far it goes back. You can't really bend it until like that point right there. So that does really cause problems when you're trying to pose this figure with other figures, because it just takes up so much damn space. Other than that, I do also think that the plastic seems a little bit cheaper than what we've gotten before. And I say that because when I'm swapping out the hands, I'm noticing that it's a little more delicate than usual. So just be mindful of that. But otherwise, with the figure, I love it. I love the look of it. The sculpting is great on it. I love the extra head sculpt that we get. That's awesome. I love the extra hands that we get as well too. It adds for so much playability with the figure, and to do your fights against Venom and Spider-Man. So what would I give this figure as a rating? Well, putting all things into consideration, I really do think that this figure earns an 8 out of 10. Just those 2 extra points come off for me because of the way how the tendrils were designed, and then also the fact that the plastic feels a little more cheaper on the figure. I feel like I'm going to break it a lot easier. Otherwise, it's an absolutely fantastic figure. If you're a fan of Carnage, and if you're a fan of that movie, this is a definite pickup to go next to your Venom figure. With that said, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Are you guys going to go see Venom: The Last Dance? What did you think about the movie if you went to see it? Are you planning to pick up this figure? Have you already picked it up as well? Because I know that this figure has been out for a little bit now. And as every YouTuber begs you to do, please like and subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.